everybody. Okay, so it's still 12. I tried to come earlier, but I said let me prep some of the ingredients before I come. I learned today is a holiday in Ghana. Happy holiday to everybody in Ghana. I'm not sure what the holiday is in Ghana. Sweet Adjeley, go, gaga, go. Continental Hanma Chalalama, but since you started it, you have started something. You have started something. Happy holidays to everybody that's in Ghana. Um, Fatashu, I miss you too. Where are you guys? Where have you gone? I'm no longer seeing my people. Oh, it's 5 people that just came on YouTube. Oh, my gosh, it was 5 and now it's 103 and I already have likes on YouTube. Thank you all. YouTube is leading the force today. So if you are team YouTube, call your people. If you're team TikTok, call your people. If you're team Facebook, call your people. Let's see who is going to win. No long talk. Let's start with our recipe. We are making our original beef sauce. Yesterday it was requested, so I had to rush and go and buy things. And that beef sauce recipe really took us far. So let's do this live. Please tap on the live. Let it go far, just like our beef sauce that brought Sweet Adjeley out. So, oh, I was going to play the song. So this is what I'll be using for the beef sauce. I usually get this from Sam's Club, but the meat that I usually use for my soups and stuff I get from a farm. Okay, maybe one of these days I'll take you all to the farm. So here we have it. Sushi and pastry. All this and more. All right, y'all. So we will not be using the whole thing. We'll just use part of it. And I'm just going to prep the other part for my kids. I'm going to season and um, put it in the freezer. And so that whenever they get home, there is food. So I'm just trying to take off as much fat as I can. What is the holiday in Ghana today? Yeah, let's start cooking. Yesterday, when we requested beef sauce, maybe everybody should have gotten their ingredients for us to cook. So I just gently slide the knife along the meat itself and the fats and or muscle. So once we cut as much of the fat off, we are good to go. Um, so again, I'm just going to kind of lift this and just trim it alongside like that. So beef sauce is that recipe where the meat should literally melt in your mouth. It shouldn't be that you're chewing and chewing and chewing and it's not melting. It should literally be so tender that it melts in your mouth, okay? All right, so I've cleaned it to the best of my ability. Now, the next thing we're going to do is to cut the meat across the muscle lines. We want to cut it across the muscle line. It's also known as the grain. You don't want to cut this along the grain. You want to cut it across the grain. So you want to look for those lines that go this way. And so because it's going this way, we cut across it this way. That will help the meat tenderize faster. Okay, so at this point, you see, this is how we're gonna cut it. We cut it this way because you see all the muscles through the beef. But when you look on this side, maybe let me cut it to help you see it better. Okay, I still have some toughness here that we do not want. We want to get rid of anything that's going to make you imagine you're in a restaurant eating your beef sauce and you're chewing this muscle and it doesn't melt. Okay, so when you look at it closely, you will see that it's going this way. So we don't want to cut it this way. But when you look at it this way, you will see it coming towards you, pointing at you. So we're going to cut it that way so that we have short pieces. Oh, my heat is so loud. I was screaming. So this is what you want it to look like. Okay. You just want it to look like that. And so I'm going to continue. Sometimes you can slide it right out of the muscle if it's not coming out. You see, you want to take all of these out. We don't need you. Go, we don't need you. And I'm rocking my Sweet Adjeley t-shirt. It's not Sweet Adjeley, it's Sweet Team actually. This is for you guys. This t-shirt is for my Sweet Team. So as I've already explained what I'm doing, I'm going to play music. You can go and watch other things. Give yourself like 5 minutes and come back. 5 to 10 minutes, watch other things. By the time you come out, finish cutting. Is that a deal? But if you want to stay with your girl, I'm happy. But go enjoy your life. Come back in 5 minutes. The food captain is back with another sweet sentence recipe for the sweet team. When sweet Adjeley steps in the kitchen, you know she's gonna make magic. There's no woman that makes the best dishes the world has ever seen. The best food teacher ever. She can make even the worst cooks in the world become world-class chef, and that's her specialty. That's why the whole world is raving about her cooking. And that's why she is our international food captain. Step into a kitchen, Sweet Adjeley is here. With her in the kitchen, only sweetie tintins will be going on. Come in and join the sweet team for some fun in the kitchen, making delicious meals with our continental food. This girl from Ghana has changed many lives with her magic fingers. She cooks with love and a beautiful voice. If it be Sweet Adjeley, if it be jollof rice, Sweet Adjeley. If it be banku and okra soup, that's a playground. Go, go, gaga, go, go, gaga, go, go. Sweet Adjeley. She always brings joy to her family and she's a continental food madam, an international food captain from Ghana to America. She's the best, our international food captain. Step into her kitchen, sweet Adjeley is here. With her in the kitchen, all the sweeter things will be going on. Come in and join the sweet thing for some fun in the kitchen, making delicious meals. This girl from Ghana has changed many lives with her magic fingers. She cooks with love. If it be good, sweet Adjeley. If it be jollof rice, sweet Adjeley. If it be bamboo and okra soup, that's a playground. Go, go, gaga, go, go, gaga, go, go. Sweet Adjeley. International food canteen. Show you how to make pizza, sushi and pastries. All these and more, sweet Adjeley. Sweet Adjeley. The continental food captain is back with another sweet Italian recipe for the sweet thing. When sweet Adjeley steps in the kitchen, you know she's gonna make magic. This girl from Ghana makes the best dishes the world has ever seen. The best could teach her ever. She can make even the worst cooks in the world become wild class chef, and that's her specialty. That's why the whole world is raving about her cooking, and that's why she is an international food captain. Step into a kitchen, sweet Adjeley is here. With her in the kitchen, all the sweet things will be going on. Come in and join the sweet team for some fun in the kitchen, making delicious meals with our continental food captain. We are almost at 5 minutes, so we passed it. She cooks with love and a beautiful voice. If it be good, sweet Adjeley. If it be jollof rice, sweet Adjeley. If it be bamboo and okra soup. So when you watch my original video, I was saying that when you get your beef, put it in the freezer and let it begin to harden. When that happens, it's so much easier to cut it, at least for me. It may be a little cold, but it's way easier to cut. This one, we're doing sharp, sharp. So if you remember our original recipe, I like to parboil the meat off the stove because, as I said, I didn't get this from the butcher. I got this um I didn't get this from the butcher. I got this from Sam's Club. And the color of the meat that I get from the butcher is like night and day. This is more red and everything than that one. Okay. So we're going to parboil it. Now, if you want your beef to be even more soft, you can add a little baking soda to this. Okay, you can add a little. Let me do it. Let me grab the baking soda. So, baking soda is known to be an amazing tenderizer of meat. You can use just salt, but I'm going to use a little bit of. So, we'll add the baking soda, just a little bit. You don't need it a lot, or you can completely omit it. And then the salt, and then the hot water. So I just kind of stir this and let it sit for a few minutes for the bloody mess that's in there to come out. And so we're going to do this for a second time. When you do it for the second time, you do not need to add any salt or baking soda. You can if you want to. Those of us that are not big fans of salt, I don't want to do that, and then my overall product becomes salty. So we'll just let this sit on the side for a few minutes. Since I already have this here, I'm going to make the steak for my kids. I'm just going to cut it. So for this one, I'll cut this in three. Sometimes they make two, other times they make one. And I'm gonna cut this again. If you go on my channel, I already have a recipe of how I make this in my meal prep and put it for my kids. Well, the whole family really. Sometimes I also use it to make quick fried rice or beef sauce. And so I'll cut this in three as well. I'm looking for the green. So for this one, it's thick enough. I'm going to transfer it. And then I have the other piece. So a few more minutes, then we finish dealing with our beef. When they bake this, a lot of the fat comes right out. With the beef sauce, we are not baking it, so we gotta get rid of. Oh, let me play music for you. Let me finish doing this while we. She always brings joy to her family and the world. She's a continental food, madam, an international food captain from Ghana. My knife needs some tender loving care. Our international food captain. Step into her kitchen, sweet Adjeley is here. With her in the kitchen, all the sweet things will be going on. Come in and join the sweet team for some fun in the kitchen, making delicious meals with our continental food captain. This girl from Ghana exchange many lives with the magic finger. She cooks with love and a beautiful voice. Give it the great sweet Adjeley. If it be the love rice, sweet Adjeley. If it be funko, I know go soup, that's a playground. This bowl is not big enough. Continental food, international food company. We'll show you how to make pizza, sushi, and biscuits. All these and more. Sweet sweet So the time I'll be live, I'll just be tenderizing this. But this one, I'm using cold water. I'll be using room temperature water to tenderize this so that we can be taking care of other business while we're live. So we're back to our beef sauce, y'all. Thank you for staying. I think almost everybody stayed. And some people may disagree with what I'm doing with the meat before cooking it, but trust me, it tenderizes it, and it cooks fast. Okay, this is a absolutely optional step, but save your gas, okay, and do it. So this is what I'm talking about. Whatever it is, I don't want it. Somebody said, it's not blood, it's this and that. Okay, it's fine. Please don't do it. So this one, I'm just using it to rinse it off and we're done. And then you can use cold water to finish off. The only time I do not do this is if I get the meat from the farm. So if you see me cook without parboiling, is when I get, because yes, I started doing this a few years ago when I went to the farm to buy meat and I was comparing the two and I wasn't happy with what I was looking at. So if this is a business that you're looking to go into, what you can do is just soak it with room temperature cold water overnight. Just make sure your meat is good. Okay, cold water. Just put your meat in and use less salt so that you can season it. Okay, you don't want to soak it overnight with so much salt. And here is the result. This is what I'm going for. And now we are ready to start. We're going to get rid of the meaty stuff. Let me put the meat back here. Before I start, I may have to sharpen my knife. What I'm spraying is Lysol, okay? In case you're wondering, that's just Lysol with water. That's my favorite. I like the smell of it. And so I'm just going to quickly wash the knife. I'm going to grate some ginger. Cut some onions. I think my children have relocated my garlic mincer. So I'm not gonna be here looking for it. We'll just chop it up really quickly. Once we put this on fire, I'm gonna try to locate it. You can use more garlic if you wish. I believe that one is enough for me, okay? I'm just gonna put all the ingredients in it here. So we're gonna add our beef in here. Perfect. We'll add the beef. I'm going to add in some beef seasoning. Just I'll add. Now with this one, we're not adding any soy sauce, nothing, because this is the Ghana way, okay? I'm going to add some natural spice mix. So if you don't have the natural spice mix, you can use like anise seed, rosemary, all the spices that you like, okay? And I think I have everything. I'm going to add the chopped onion. And also you can use onion powder, garlic powder, or the powders. Correct. You can use all the powders, garlic powder, ginger powder, onion powder. Oh, sorry. And then I'm going to add some ginger. Okay, fresh ginger. But you can use all the powders, as I said. So at this point, we're going to put it on the stove and allow it release its own juices. And then we're going to check the tenderness. Remember, if you don't use the baking soda, it may take a little longer to tenderize. But from the way you cut it, it should tenderize quicker. Okay. Since we can continue to use this area for our work, I'm going to put this over there. And then we may turn that on later. But for now, while our beef is doing its thing, I don't know if I have to drop you guys down a little bit. Are you on too high or you're okay? Are you too high? Should I bring you down a little bit? Please, what's the name of the stove? It says Davivi. It's a new one that I'm trying. It's pretty good. I got it off Amazon. You are okay. So TikTok said they are okay. They could see the cutting board. Um YouTube, are you too high or you are okay? YouTube is okay. Facebook is okay. Thank you all so much. We're going to work on our veggies. I want us to make my I was I brought this out because I want to make the multicolored excuse me my mixed pepper sauce. So I was thinking, do I cut everything for the beef sauce or should I just get a hand on this that we can start up? I think I'll get started with that. And then we'll cut the rest of the ingredients because these are pretty easy to cut. So I was grabbing the peppers. I already washed these, but I usually will just quickly run it under water. So I'm using one, two, three. So depending on how spicy you want it, I use two. It also depends on how hot your habanero pepper is. So remember that these are quite hot. So I'll use five. I'll just run it under room temperature water. So that I can kind of help it begin to melt a little faster. So depending on how big your onion is, you can use one large onion to two bell peppers. One onion is trying to escape. One escaped anyway. I'm adding the pepper. I just removed the core. I'm going to add one more. Remember, this is not to make it hot. This is just to add flavor. Our beef, when you put the beef on fire, don't put the fire too high. Put it on medium so that it can release its juices. If you put it on too high, it will burn. You don't want that because cooking it in its own juices help build the flavors up. Again, I prefer the green sauce because green bell peppers are cheaper. Some people say don't say cheap, say affordable. So more affordable. But when I find the sweet peppers on sale, I buy it. And I've had this in the fridge for, I think, a little over a week. Before it begins to go bad, I will enjoy it. And again, I think this sauce goes better with your fried rice and other things because the shito takes over. The only thing I love enjoying with shito with no problem is wache. But if you put it in jollof rice, it takes away your authentic jollof. The shito takes over. And that's just its characteristic. So the last time I tried to mute, but I couldn't. I'm going to give the um, beef a quick stir. It looks very good. Close your ears, y'all. I don't want to blend this smooth, so I'm just going to crush it. I leave a little bit of the seed in there for character, okay? You can take it out if you want. The big shito is trying to escape. I said the big shito, the hot one. The habanero want to burn us. That one, we want it crushed. So I'll give it one last. So the water has cooked down. I'm going to add enough water to cook it until nice and tender. And you want to cook, if you're going to cook this on high, please keep an eye on it because the stock on this is what we need to make the Ghanaian style beef sauce. We need all the stock, okay? I'm going to taste. It needs a little salt. Maybe you also need sweet Adjeley seasoning. So I'm going to add just a little bit. Just a little bit. We are on point. I'm going to add some crushed pepper. You can add it later, but if you want to really taste the pepper, add it just a little earlier. Totally optional, but we are Ghanaians. And please do not underestimate these crushed peppers. If you put too much, you'll be in trouble. So we'll cover it, bring it back to a boil, lower the heat, and allow it simmer. So we'll turn this off. That's why I don't turn this off right now. I didn't turn it on right now. It didn't really help us too much. So these are the vegetables I'll be using for both the beef sauce and fried rice. The rice, the rice we made yesterday, I'm going to use the rest to make the fried rice. Don't worry about my speech, okay? Again, I have my Invisalign in, and so that's why my speech is the way it is. I'm grateful. So when it comes to your vegetables, you can cut it however you want it, okay? You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. You can however you want it is how you want. You can cut them into squares, you can cut anyway, okay? But I like to julienne mine. And first you want to cut the side. You want to cut it off because carrots are round and you don't want to try to do something and end up cutting yourself. The beef came to a boil. So I just lowered the heat. And so now it's sturdy like this. And then we're going to cut it. Okay. You do the same. And then when it's steady, you go ahead and you cut it. You see how it's trying to roll over? Can you please tap over here for me? TikTok, please tap, tap. Everybody, can you tap on the screen so that it doesn't look like we're sleeping? Thank you so much. And then we go ahead and do this. I'm thinking about using 2 carrots for the sauce and 2 for the fried rice. And my fingers are on it like this. Okay, not like that. Like this. Okay, that's one. Now to cut them into the julienne shape. In school, we're taught to stack them up like this. Okay, you could do this, or you can just simply slide it down and just go ahead and cut it. I'm not really trying to get any special meaning. Okay, but the correct way to julienne is after you cut it that way, you stack it up. Let me just show you guys. Let me not be a bad teacher. Okay, you stack it and then you go ahead. But these carrots are so small. They're even falling down themselves. If you want to practice this, please make sure your carrots are big. So this is almost drying out. The counter is clean, so I'm not gonna lose it. If I put it in oil, it will be splashing all over the place right now. So if you were looking for my original beef sauce, there you have it. It's on the page. It's on the channel. I don't know if I ever put it on TikTok. These carrots are smaller. I bought them so I can be munching on them. I should have gotten bigger pieces. But will do. Very soon I'll be looking at the comments. Please forgive me. So let's be thinking what we're going to cook live next. So that once I start looking at the comments, you can tell me. Okay, so next is our onion. As for onion, we're just going to take the core off. And when it's no longer standing sturdy, you need to put it down. It's okay. And then we're going to use the white one as well. So I'm going to take this out. It has dried so well. You can see. And then we'll pour the rest. I'm going to add some ginger, but I'll add it very late. And we're going to separate this. You separate everything. What did they say the holiday for today is in Ghana? What holiday are we celebrating in Ghana today? Hello.